Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. If this is your first time here, welcome aboard, because we're going to talk about all things real estate related, whether it's Austin or surrounding areas, investing, buying, selling, whatever the case is. Today's topic is why you should not move to Austin, Texas. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Why would you ever talk about that? Well, let's just be real. There are things about every city that people don't like, and I think that it's a good thing that you should know about them before you make a major move, especially if you're moving across country, that you may not realize unless you had been here for a short period of time. But first, my name's Josh Parker, your Austin realtor, born and raised in this great city. Glad to have y'all here, and we're going to jump right into it. Not a long list, but some things I definitely think that you should know about. The first thing on my list is the traffic. Now, you may come from cities or towns that have a lot of traffic. You know, some of y'all out of California are probably used to dealing with a lot of traffic. However, Austin is slightly different. That Austin never wanted to grow. Austin did not build roads through downtown. They built them around so that people just kept on going to the next city, the next town. And it's played a major downfall in the way Austin operates in today's world. And so if you have to go down 35, doesn't matter if it's 10 miles, 15 miles, 20 miles, it's going to take you 3 times longer than you thought it should. Just get used to it. Now, you have some toll roads that have opened up. You got Mopac that has a variable toll, so depending on the time of day, that price increases. Now, I will tell you, if you have to go from south to north or north to south, sometimes paying that $14 is way better than sitting in 2 hours of traffic. I have literally sat going from South Austin to North Austin after a rain or a storm, and it's taken 3 hours. Now, 3 hours sitting bumper to bumper is not fun. I could have drove to the coast. I could have drove to Dallas at that point. It's a long time to sit in a car not moving. This brings me to my second item on the list, and that is public transportation. We don't have it. Well, we do, but it's not worth much. Most Texans like to drive their own vehicle to and from wherever they're going, and it causes a big issue when it comes to the traffic on the roads, as well as getting around to your place of work or functions or anything else. Yes, you have Uber. Yes, you have Lyft. You have all these rideshare programs, but public transportation, we've got a bus system. It's very limited on where you can go. We've got a rail system that, quite frankly, I don't understand, because it takes you to a handful of places, but not many. And the pickup locations are few and far between, and so if you're not relatively close to those, forget it. Now, backing on that list is affordability. As many of you have seen over the last couple of years, prices have gone skyrocket. Austin's median price was about $325, and we are at $600K if you're in the Austin area. Now, these locations outside in the suburbs of Austin are more affordable, and depending on where you work and how much traffic you want to sit in or what time you have to be at work, there are plenty of options to get into that affordable range, if you will, but it is definitely limited. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is location. I can't say it enough, but if you live and work in North Austin and you just go downtown occasionally or to South Austin, you're okay. But keep that in mind as your daily commute on what traffic you're willing and want to sit in. Next up on the list is our weather. Let's just say this. It is hot. 80% of the year it is just outright nasty hot. You're going to sweat. It's going to hit 100 plus degrees for months at a time. And we really only have about 3 seasons. hot, and then not so hot if you want. And the occasional snowpocalypse that we had the last 2 years, somewhat, that we hadn't seen in 30-something years. We don't get snow very often. We get ice, and the whole city shuts down. So be prepared for the few times that's going to happen, that you're not going to go to work or you're going to work from home. But we don't have much of the seasonal weather. We're not going to really have fall. It cools down in the evenings a little bit, but it's still pretty hot during the day. Springtime just jumps into summer. Forget about it. And the last thing are allergies. If you're not from this area and you're anywhere close to Cedar, get ready, because you're going to see yellow clouds of dust popping up everywhere. It's going to be all over your vehicles. And once you suffer from cedar season, it doesn't stop. You have a lot of different allergens out there, but Central Texas in general has a lot of pollens. The cedar, like I said, is just absolutely just ugly, and it's not fun. Now, like I said, there are tons and tons of great things about Austin, Texas. These are just a few things that I think you should probably realize before moving here, because not a lot of you understand all the aspects of moving to a new city, and you don't really get to know it until you get your feet wet. So take this a little bit for what it's worth. Give me a shout if you have questions. Like I said, I've been here for 40 years, so I understand the ins and outs of Austin. But I appreciate y'all showing up today. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Leave me a comment. Let me know where y'all are watching from. And I hope y'all have a great day.